Imagine spending years building a weapon, pouring thousands of dollars, manpower, engineering, and hope into it, only for the United States Navy to melt it out of the sky with a $1 shot. That's not technology. That's humiliation, and America delivers it flawlessly. A drone worth $100,000 screams toward a United States destroyer at 200 miles per hour. The ship fires, the drone explodes midair, and the cost of that defensive shot? 59 cents. Not 59,000, not 5,900. 59 cents. The cost of the electricity needed to power a laser beam for approximately 3 seconds. Meanwhile, the missile that would normally intercept that drone costs anywhere from $800,000 to nearly $2 million. The mathematics of naval warfare just changed forever, and what's happening on United States warships right now represents the most revolutionary shift in combat economics since gunpowder replaced swords. This is HELIOS, high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance. And in fiscal year 2024, it successfully shot down an aerial drone during operational testing aboard the USS Preble. The test was conducted to verify and validate the functionality, performance, and capability of HELIOS. That single engagement validated decades of research and marked the first time a tactical laser system integrated into existing warships proved it could destroy real threats. Let me show you why this weapon terrifies anyone planning to attack American ships, and how it's solving a problem that's been bleeding the Navy's missile inventory dry. The foundation of this revolution started with brutal economic reality. The RIM-162 evolved Sea Sparrow missile, which is used as a SAM missile aboard Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, can cost anywhere from $787,000 to $972,000 a pop, depending on the configuration. Every time a destroyer shoots down a cheap drone or small boat, it's spending nearly $1 million to eliminate a threat that might cost the enemy $10,000. That's an unsustainable cost-exchange ratio. And in the Red Sea, where United States Navy ships have intercepted drones and missiles launched by Iran-backed Houthi rebels since fall 2023, this problem became impossible to ignore. Ships were burning through missile inventories at rates that would deplete stockpiles within weeks of sustained combat. The Navy needed an answer. HELIOS became that answer. But the cost advantage is only half the story. The other half is magazine depth. Ships carry finite numbers of interceptor missiles in their vertical launch cells. A destroyer might carry 90 missiles total, allocated between surface-to-air, anti-ship, land attack, and anti-submarine weapons. Once those missiles fire, the ship needs to withdraw from combat to reload, a process that takes hours in port and can't happen at all in a contested battle space. In contrast, an electrically powered laser can be fired again and again, as long as the ship has fuel to generate electricity and sufficient cooling capacity. The magazine is effectively unlimited. As long as the destroyer's turbines are running and generating electricity, HELIOS can keep firing. One destroyer equipped with HELIOS can engage hundreds of targets without ever running out of ammunition. The system isn't just a weapon, it's a multi-mission platform. Its optical dazzler can confuse the sensors on incoming missiles, and its own optical sensors aid in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. That means HELIOS can blind enemy sensors without destroying them, conduct long-range surveillance to detect threats before they close, and assess battle damage after engagements. 3 capabilities in one system, all powered by the ship's existing electrical generation. Before HELIOS, the Navy tested an earlier system called Laser Weapon System, LAWS, aboard the USS Ponce in the Persian Gulf. At a cost of less than $1, the United States Navy can now destroy an incoming multi-million-dollar missile using a device that looks like a video game console linked to a 30-kilowatt laser weapon aboard ship. During demonstrations, LAWS destroyed targets mounted on speeding boats and shot down unmanned aerial drones mid-flight. "As a matter of fact, we've never missed," said Rear Admiral Matthew Clunder. That perfect record came from the system's fundamental advantage: speed of light engagement. Missiles have flight times measured in seconds or minutes. Bullets need time to traverse distance and are affected by wind, gravity, and target movement. But a laser beam travels at 186,000 miles per second. The moment the operator confirms target lock and fires, the beam is already hitting. There's no lead time, no trajectory calculation. The target sees the beam the instant it's fired, and by then it's already too late. The current HELIOS is a 60-kilowatt class system, scalable to higher power. Company officials said they designed the system with future capability growth in mind as well, including increasing the system's maximum power up to 150 kilowatts. Such a power level would allow Helios to more rapidly down smaller drones at longer ranges and take on bigger and more complex threats, such as anti-ship cruise missiles and even enemy aircraft, albeit still at relatively shorter distances. For reference, a 60-kilowatt laser works effectively against drones, small boats, and potentially small missiles. But for larger threats, anti-ship cruise missiles with hardened nose cones, supersonic threats, or aircraft, the Navy needs more power. That's why they're developing 150-kilowatt and eventually 300-kilowatt variants. More power means faster target destruction, longer effective range, and the ability to defeat hardened threats. But laser weapons face limitations that missiles don't. Since a laser can attack only one target at a time, requires several seconds to disable it, and several more seconds to be redirected to the next target, a laser can disable only so many targets within a given period of time. Against saturation attacks, multiple threats approaching simultaneously, a single laser can only engage targets sequentially. That's why lasers supplement rather than replace missiles. They handle the cheap, numerous threats. Missiles handle the fast, hard, and numerous threats that demand simultaneous engagement. Environmental conditions also matter. Weather, sea spray, smoke, and dust can degrade beam effectiveness. Heavy rain or thick fog can scatter the laser beam, reducing its effective range and power at the target. That's why the Navy is integrating lasers into a layered defense architecture rather than relying on them exclusively. The Navy operates a small fleet of laser-equipped ships. Currently, the Navy has 8 optical dazzling interdictor, or ODIN, laser dazzlers, which disrupt enemy sensors, integrated into Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. There is also a 150-kilowatt laser weapon system demonstrator, or LWSD, installed on a San Antonio-class amphibious transport ship. But here's what makes the economics truly revolutionary. In the Red Sea, Navy destroyers have fired 120 SM-2, 80 SM-6, and 20 evolved Sea Sparrow and SM-3 missiles defending against Houthi attacks. At roughly $1 million per missile on average, that's over $200 million in munitions expenditure over 15 months. Now imagine if even half those engagements could have been handled by laser systems. The cost would drop from $100 million to maybe $50,000 in electricity. That's a cost reduction of 99.95%. The strategic implications extend far beyond cost savings. Adversaries have built entire strategies around overwhelming American defenses with cheap, expendable team of weapons. Drone swarms, small boat attacks, low-cost cruise missiles. The calculus was simple. America can't afford to shoot million-dollar missiles at $10,000 drones forever. Eventually, the economic math forces withdrawal or mission failure. Helios breaks that calculus. Now a single destroyer can engage hundreds of cheap threats without depleting its magazine or spending more than the cost of fuel for electrical generation. The enemy's swarm tactics don't work anymore because the defender isn't constrained by ammunition or cost. For enemies planning asymmetric warfare against American naval power, this represents an existential problem. The low-cost attack vector just closed. Vice Admiral Brendan McClain acknowledged in 2024 that the Navy didn't have a deployable laser system during the Red Sea operations. When I was in Bahrain as the Destroyer Squadron 50 commanding officer 10 years ago, the afloat staging base USS Ponce had a laser on it, McClain told reporters. We're 10 years down the road and we still don't have something we can field? That frustration drove accelerated testing and deployment. Helios aboard USS Preble represents the answer to that urgent operational need. Looking forward, the Navy is pursuing even more capable systems. The High-Energy Laser Counter Anti-Ship Cruise Missile Program, HELCAP, aims to develop 300-kilowatt lasers specifically designed to defeat cruise missiles. At that power level, the laser can burn through hardened nose cones in seconds, destroying threats that would normally require expensive SM-6 or SM-2 interceptors. The Navy and Lockheed Martin demonstrated the ability of a solid-state laser-directed energy weapon to successfully shoot down a target drone, acting as a surrogate for a subsonic cruise missile in 2022, using a weapon called the Laser Layered Defense System. The integration with Aegis Combat System makes Helios far more than just a powerful laser. Aegis detects, tracks, classifies, and prioritizes threats automatically. It can direct Helios toward the highest value targets, coordinate with other defensive systems, and make engagement decisions faster than human operators could manually calculate. The laser becomes another node in the ship's integrated defense network, seamlessly coordinated with missiles, guns, electronic warfare systems, and decoys. International interest confirms the revolutionary nature of this technology. The United Kingdom successfully tested its Dragonfire laser system in 2024. China has deployed laser counter-drone systems. Israel is developing high-energy lasers with Lockheed Martin. Every major naval power recognizes that laser weapons fundamentally change the economics of naval defense. But the United States maintains a significant lead in integration, testing, and deployment. HELIOS isn't experimental anymore. It's operational, proven in testing, and being installed on frontline warships. The USS Preble's successful engagement in fiscal year 2024 marked a critical milestone: the transition from promising technology to combat-ready weapon system. Here's the brutal calculation facing anyone planning to attack American naval forces. Launch a $100,000 drone at a United States destroyer. The ship fires HELIOS. The drone burns and falls into the ocean. Cost to the attacker, $100,000. Cost to the defender, 59 cents. Launch 100 drones. The ship destroys them all. Cost to the attacker, $10 million. Cost to the defender, $59. That's not just a favorable cost-exchange ratio. That's combat economics so lopsided that the entire strategy of overwhelming defenses with cheap weapons collapses. And when cheap swarm tactics no longer work, adversaries are forced back to expensive, sophisticated weapons, which the United States also has superior defenses against. The laser revolution isn't coming to the United States Navy. It's already here. Ships equipped with HELIOS are deployed. More systems are being produced. Higher power variants are in development. And every iteration makes the mathematics more impossible for adversaries. Spend millions to threaten American ships, and lose everything to a weapon system that costs less per shot than a cup of coffee. In the future of naval warfare, the side that prevails won't be the one with the most missiles. It will be the one that stays operational long after everyone else is spent. And only the United States Navy has that capacity. The rest reach their limits. We don't.